Harsh words have flown between Australia and England on the field, but no pithier than epithets directed at the Australian selectors from lounge rooms and saloons when the Ashes team was first named. Cameron Bancroft. The Renshaw ITEs were not happy, but okay. But Shaun Marsh. Tim Payne. As Jimmy Anderson would say, $@ and %*. The time has come for us to say, well, perhaps we might have been, kinda, like. Okay, wrong. Yes, us. I am including you because I was only saying what you were all thinking. Bancroft made his mark in the first test, as a capable test batsman, with an alternative sense of humour. In all his work, he was composed. Equally, he was not awed by this new landscape. The selectors knew this. In Brisbane, Marsh made a studied half-century. Here, he built on the theme to make a long, unpretentious, but vital century. At the Gabba, he was a foil to Steve Smith. Here, he made his runs in lieu of in succession to Smith. Since the last 2 or 3 of his many recalls, Marsh looks to have simplified his game, playing only the shots he trusts. Boiled down, that is a covered shrive. But it is a well-grooved covered shrive. The selectors knew this. The unassuming Marsh was never cut out to be a divisive figure anyway. At last, the dressing room's favour was reflected in the country's. Greg Baum-Reed-Moore England coach Trevor Bayliss believes there is too much sledging from both sides after another day where tensions simmered between the Ashes rivals. Paceman Stuart Broad is likely to come under scrutiny of match referee Richie Richardson for his send-off of Peter Hadscombe, whom he had just dismissed leg before wicket. It followed a fiery first day where umpire Aleem Dar stood in between James Anderson and Steve Smith, who had been trading barbs from close quarters. England finished on 1-29 at stumps on the second day, in pursuit of Australia's declared first innings total of 442. Bayliss, an Australian, is well respected by the home team, having worked closely with Steve Smith, Josh Hazlewood and Mitchell Starc in his 4 seasons with Sydney Sixers in the Big Bash League. He is not comfortable with the level of chat from the two teams. Personally, from my point of view, probably not, and that goes from both sides, Bayliss said. But that's the way the game is these days. I'd like to see the microphones turned down. I don't think that's necessarily a great thing for the kids at home watching. Andrew W. Reid-Moore Tim Payne put into play the lesson he learned from the greats to play the innings that launched Australia's counter-attack in Adelaide on Sunday. The recalled wicket-keeper hit his first Test half-century in 26 11 days as Australia recovered from a precarious position to turn the screws on England. Payne showed courage not only in his bold stroker play but in overcoming 2 blows to his troublesome fingers. He required treatment from Australia's medical staff but batted on after appearing to take painkillers. In a positive sign for the hosts, he later took his place behind the stumps. So well did Payne bat, it would now be seen as a blow if Payne was to be forced out of the side with injury.